These are some of the airport landings that are considered to be most hazardous. The airport that takes the cake for the most extreme, terrifying, and hair-raising experiences in the world. The airports that are included on this video are difficult to land due to their remote positions at high elevations, tough approaches, or short runways. All of these factors contribute to the difficulty of landing at these airports. The airport is now operational, although it is classified as a Category C, which indicates that pilots will need to undergo further training in order to land there. Hello everyone and welcome to a brand new video on the channel. Today we are going to talk about the top 10 scary airplane landings. Before we get started with the video, don't forget to smash the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. Now let's get started. Number 10. Saba Airport. The world's shortest commercial airport runway, positioned around 45 kilometers, about 28 miles to the south of St. Maarten. The runway at Saba International Airport holds the record for being the shortest one at a commercial airport anywhere in the world. The entire distance measures out to be 400 meters or 1,300 feet. It is often regarded as the airport with the highest risk of a crash upon landing. This landing strip looks like it could be anything but ordinary. In order to successfully land your jet in this area, you will need excellent control and precision. Number 9. Toncontin Airport, Tegucigalpa, Honduras. A successful landing in Tegucigalpa, Honduras requires overcoming a number of challenges, one of which is negotiating the mountainous terrain. There are several arguments that might be made against the use of Toncontin. It has an elevation of 3,294 feet, 1,004 meters, above mean sea level, and is located in a valley. In order for planes to successfully land on the valley runway, which is 7,000 feet long, they need to bank to the left at an angle of 45 degrees while they are descending. Because of the rugged landscape that surrounds the airport, the plane will have to make a somewhat rapid descent in altitude in order to properly align itself with the runway. This will cause passengers to feel the effects of the descent. The presence of frequent breezes makes it more difficult for pilots because it requires them to make a number of adjustments at the very last second. Considered to be one of the most perilous types of airport landings. Number 8. Landing at LaGuardia Airport in New York City, USA. Upon arriving, we were treated to breathtaking views of cities in the United States. The primary runways at LaGuardia Airport in New York, each measuring 7,000 feet in length and extending out over the ocean, were lengthened in 1966. In the event that gliding over Flushing and Bowery Bays is not thrilling enough for you, the JFK and Newark airports are two other tremendously busy airports in the area that the pilots have to avoid interfering with when they fly their aircraft. Another troubling aspect is that when one looks at the location of the airport, they can see that it is just a little over 10 miles away from the city center of Midtown Manhattan. Number 7. Nail-biting landings at Courchevel International Airport in France. It is commonly acknowledged that the runway at Courchevel Airport is the shortest in the world, at just 525 meters in length. In addition to this, the runway has an incline of 18.5%, both of which are factors that have a daily impact on takeoffs and landings. The landing at this airport is considered to be the most hazardous in the world. Before landing, pilots must successfully negotiate this area, which includes the well-known Alps mountain. If that isn't enough to give you the chills, consider the fact that planes have to land at steep angles just to slow down. Number 6. Extreme landings at Wellington International Airport in New Zealand. With a single, somewhat short runway that measures 6,351 feet in length and gives the appearance of beginning and ending in the clear waters below, it is not difficult to understand why flying into Wellington would make you feel anxious. Flying into Wellington Airport is a source of delight for those who can claim the city as their permanent residence, but the experience is not for the faint of heart. There are times when the impending threat appears just as it is getting close to time to disembark. Number 5. Scary Kai Tak Airport landing in Hong Kong. The most nerve-wracking airport landings and takeoffs in the history of the world, the already challenging conditions of landing here were further complicated by the presence of strong crosswinds and the mountains in the surrounding area. At one point in time, passengers flying through the Kai Tak Airport in Hong Kong had a very positive outlook on the facility. On the other hand, this was before it earned the reputation of being the mother of all scary airports. 1998 was the year that saw the closure of the airport that had been responsible for some of the most hazardous airport landings in the history of the world. It was formerly the hub for many regional airlines, including Cathay Pacific, as well as other international airlines. When coming in for a landing or taking off, pilots of airplanes were extremely cautious and made sure to inject plenty of it. Number 4. Hair-raising landing at Lukla Airport in Nepal. Tenzing Hillary Airport was rechristened with its new name in honor of the two mountain climbers, who were the first to reach the summit of Mount Everest. This Nepalese airport sees a high volume of passengers on a daily basis thanks to its proximity to Mount Everest. Both the landing and takeoff strips in this location are extremely limited in length. The airport is located at a height of 2,438 meters, 8,000 feet above sea level, and has almost no features of a contemporary air traffic control system, not even any lights, and there was only a very small amount of electric power available. It has a reputation for being one of the most hazardous airports to land at, mainly due to the fact that Mount Everest is generally accepted to be the highest point on our planet. Number 3. Slippery landing on the Ice Runway in Antarctica. The location on our globe with the lowest average temperature, it's enough to make you want to clench your teeth and bite your fingers off at the realization that Antarctica doesn't have any tarmac runways. Everything that lies beneath the plane is a lengthy expanse of snow and ice that has been carefully groomed. The weight of the aircraft that must land on this runway is the single most important issue that must be overcome. It is necessary to conduct a weight check on every aircraft in order to prevent the ice landing strip from becoming damaged or the aircraft from becoming mired in the snow. Number 2. A hairy landing at Princess Juliana International Airport in St. Maarten. This airport is consistently ranked as one of the busiest airports in the Caribbean. In order to land at Princess Juliana International Airport, pilots must first fly over a small portion of the beach, then fly over a fence, then fly over a road, and finally land on a runway. All of these maneuvers must be performed in the correct order. This airport has the reputation of being the most hazardous on the entire globe. The length of the airport's landing strip, which is only 7,150 feet, is significantly less than what is required. The minimum altitude that must be reached in order to ensure a safe landing for a large aircraft is 8,000 feet, whereas the minimum altitude that must be reached for some really heavy planes is 10,000 feet. It was designed to accommodate aircraft of a certain size and weight class. However, extremely large aircraft, such as 747s and A340s, are able to land here. Number 1. Paro Airport in Bhutan, Himalayan mountains. This airport in the Himalayas has one of the most treacherous approaches and landings of any airport in the world. Only 8 pilots currently hold the necessary credentials to land here. The airport sits at an elevation of 2.4 kilometers above sea level and is encompassed on all sides by jagged peaks that reach heights of up to 5,500 meters. At only 6,500 feet in length, the runway is relatively short, one of the very few places in the world where the elevation above sea level is lower than the actual elevation of the location. It's possible that passengers going to this isolated region will need to take medication to calm their anxiety before they board the plane. It is thought that the teeny-tiny airport that is tucked away in the steep mountains of the Himalayas is the most dangerous airport in the entire world. That's a wrap on the video. I hope you liked it. If you did, let me know by giving it a thumbs up and do not forget to subscribe. Thanks for watching. See you next time.